The public image of a disabled veteran is someone who's been wounded in combat while serving their country. And I think the public really isn't aware of the extent to which the disability compensation program is being exploited and taken advantage of.
People who say they need the government to pay them for a disability that they don't really have.
He said that after serving his country in the military, he could no longer use his hands or his feet.
Collected hundreds of thousands of dollars.
See, that's the thing right there that you don't do. Like, if you're going to be saying something, you have to be honest about it, to be honest. I mean, all systems are going to have some type of defect, but honesty is key.
Until they were caught on hidden camera.
Video of him in the wheelchair.
The Post started reporting on this story more than a year ago because we had noticed a clear trend, an explosion in the number of disability applications.
It's good, that they're bringing this to light, but there's always a but. If they were to put that amount of effort into other causes, like homelessness, like environmental issues, stuff like that, stuff that's greater to society. But that's just my thoughts.
To the VA.
I think what the power of those are when they're together.
We wanted to find out, why is there this explosion in claims? Some of it obviously are the wars in the Middle East, but beyond that, what's driving it? We've gone through tens of thousands of pages of
I mean, it's easy. What's driving it? I can tell you 3 things from the top of my head. YouTube, TikTok, Reddit. That's what's driving it. Access to the internet. Being able to see, because all laws are public, because the government is there to serve the public. So if you can read the law and understand it, you're going to try to defend yourself and use it for your benefit, because the law is written for mankind, society, civilization, so it's really the internet.
Court documents, reports, investigations. We've talked to dozens of veterans, officials in the VA, current and former.
The system is vulnerable to manipulation.
I believe that guy right there that just spoke, I think he came out and stated, I could be wrong, but I think he came out and he stated that that clip right there was misused, misconstrued. He meant something else. Like, I think he meant like the system is vulnerable to manipulation if they don't have access to a certain type of I forgot what he said, but you can search it up and see.
People who were themselves investigated for disability fraud. The vast majority of disabilities that the VA is paying veterans compensation for are conditions that are not ones that in the public mind are associated with disabled vets. Things like jock itch, hair loss,
Hemorrhoids, in shaving bumps, scars,
migraines. There's more than 900 ailments or conditions that the VA will pay disability for. Sleep apnea, erectile dysfunction.
Look, the thing is, a lot of these disabilities, civilians' counterparts, they get them also. Look, allergic rhinitis, eczema, sleep apnea, those are all common for the general population. The thing is, when you're in the military, you're in certain environments that can cause these disabilities to come sooner in your life. Like, let's say you join the military at 18 years old, you do your 3.5 years, or you do your 4 years, you come out at 23, 24 years old, and now you have sleep apnea because when you were in service, you were surrounded, to toxins and stuff like that. When a civilian counterpart or the general public may get that in their 50s. So, and that's the thing, like, these disabilities, they impact your ability to work sometimes. And they take away from just enjoying life, because you have to go to appointments, you have to stretch, you have to take care of yourself, you have to take medication. So these are certain things, like in your early 20s, like let's say you suffer from any of these disabilities, these are certain things that like a young person is going through, and now that they can't enjoy themselves, they can't enjoy their 20s because they have all these disabilities. I mean, it is what it is.
Function. VA is not going to check whether they really have it, so it's an easy way to game the system. When VA does open a criminal investigation into suspicion of fraud, they really only do that in two scenarios. One is if they can prove in black and white that the person's lying. One of the patterns of cases we found were people claiming to be blind when they can see just fine. There was one guy who kept claiming he was blind, but posting photos and videos on social media showing himself out hunting and snorkeling. Veterans can claim.
See that right there. If you're claiming to be blind and you're doing things that prove opposite, that's not morally correct. That right there should definitely be checked. It's my personal opinion.
To be wheelchair bound or housebound or infirm, they can't get around.
Do you still drive? No.
But yet on video, the VA often finds that these people are out doing all sorts of normal activities that are completely incompatible with what they're claiming. These cases are really striking because you see with your own eyes the degree to which people are faking it, but it's only.
Another thing you have to consider too, like you see the people working out, right? Or the individual working out. That's a way to try to recover too. I mean, just working out provides the relief of stress. It removes anxiety. There's a lot of research on this. So if you can work out, it's probably recommended from your doctor, regardless if you have a disability, if you want to live long term.
These extreme examples are the ones that get caught.
While so many veterans are encouraged to game the system, what we have is a very, very, very long backlog of pending claims and veterans who really, really do need this system to help them. The system, when it first started, was designed to compensate veterans for lost earning capacity. In the two great wars, we saw lots of soldiers who lost limbs, who came home and they were so broken and couldn't work. At that time, we were in an economy of manual labor. So it was very clear that many.
I mean, some of these disabilities still have loss of earning capacity. If you have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and you're working at let's say you're a clerk at a certain store, and you have to go to the bathroom every 25 minutes, you can't be in the front taking care of the cash register or stocking stuff because you're not going to be productive. So you might get fired based off that. So now you don't have a job. So it still can happen.
Many of these returning soldiers would not be able to work. What's happened is that we've obviously become a white-collar culture, and the law really hasn't changed at all. So we have hundreds of thousands of veterans who are 100% disabled who are working full-time jobs.
VA is operating under old rating conditions and really hasn't kept up with modern medicine.
The veterans' point of view is, look, we risked our lives, we went and served, and even if we are able to work full-time, we still deserve for the government to help us.
Historically, a lot of veterans have been reluctant to ask for help. But what we found in the course of our reporting is the guardrails and the checks and balances have really evaporated.
We need a disability system. It has to serve veterans who have sacrificed so much to serve, but does it need to change so that it is more effective, so that it's serving the right ailments and the right people?
Taxpayer will spend roughly $193 billion this year on VA disability compensation program. VA officials say most veterans' disabilities are legitimate. Of course, I mean, first of all, that's a lot of money. Second, the country was at war. A lot of people didn't even know that for 20 years. Like they left that part out. They didn't talk about the main fact that, yeah, the country was at war for 20 years. Now we have young veterans claiming disability because they have access to the internet. So it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should veterans that only serve in combat deserve disability? So anyone that serves in the reserves, anyone that serves on active duty peacetime doesn't deserve disability. You guys let me know what you guys think about that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Staying alive, I'm Cisco from Carney. I'm leaving the problems behind me. Inflammation.